Hello and welcome to Spotlight on right here on S24 television. This evening, our today's guest is one of the young entrepreneurs redefining what is possible for women in northern Nigeria. At just 25 years old, she has built a growing beauty brand from the ground up. Her company, Phenomenal by Maryam, has attracted a loyal following through product designed to promote healthy hair and empower women to invest in themselves. For many, she represents resilience. For others, she represents a new generation of women who are challenging stereotypes, creating opportunity, and proving that entrepreneurship has no regional or cultural limits. But building a business is never just about selling products. It is about navigating failure, earning trust, overcoming doubts, and carrying the expectations that come with success. This evening, we'll be asking the question, what does it take to build a brand from nothing? What barriers still exist for young female entrepreneurs, especially in northern Nigeria? And you know what I mean by that. And what does success truly mean when it is built on purpose rather than popularity? Joining us today is an entrepreneur, a founder of Phenomenal by Maryam, in the person of Maryam Barwa. Hello, Maryam. Welcome to Spotlight On.
Hello, thank you for having
We've
me.
been looking forward to have you. Good to see you today.
Thank you.
So let's start quickly, but before going into what Phenomenal by Maryam is, let's know who Maryam Barwa is. Many people know your product,
Yeah.
but who is Maryam Barwa beyond the business? Away from the Phenomenal by Maryam, let's get to know you, like, away from social media.
Okay. So can we cut?
No.
I can just continue talking.
Yeah, so
Beyond being an entrepreneur and social media,
yes.
I think I am. Oh God, please, I'm sorry. I don't know.
Okay, so
Okay, I think growing up, I'm someone that loves beauty. I love dressing up. I love doing my own makeup, and I'm just naturally so girly. I just love beauty.
the Cinderella kind of
Yeah.
pink, purple.
Yeah, but beyond all of that, I'm someone that has this desire to build something of my own.
Yeah.
In as much as I've gotten the best of support from my parents, but I believe I can build something of my own without people attaching my name to maybe my father's name or anyone else's.
Yeah.
I want to, when people see Phenom or when people see Maryam, they think about Maryam alone and no one else.
Okay.
So I think.
So is there a childhood memory that has contributed to who you are now? Maybe friends and all of them?
I actually have a lot of memories.
Let's hear some.
I'm actually a pretty stubborn child.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't tell me what to do. So I think that's one of the things that has shaped me into who I am today, because when you're stubborn, you go for what you want. Nobody can tell you
why
otherwise.
is it like that? It's beginning to look like most stubborn people become the successful people. Is it that the people that listen and follow, obey daddy and mommy, are left behind?
No, I feel generally you don't wait to get invited. You just go. Do you get? And sometimes some people say a closed mouth is a closed destiny. So I believe in going for what you want and be audacious. You don't have to wait for anybody to tell you what to do.
Yeah. So you've mentioned that, okay, while you're young, you like to be girly, to mix up pink.
Yeah.
That's what I feel girly means. You understand? That's why I'm mentioning the pink.
Yeah.
So, okay, since then, have you always been thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, or it was just you wanting to beautify yourself?
Actually, when I started my business doing henna. So, and I learned the henna by myself. So it started me doing it on my hands.
Yeah.
And then eventually I started doing it on other people because as I've told you before, I wanted to have something of my own.
Yeah.
So doing the henna business gave me, let's say, my own money. With the little money I was getting from the henna, I was able to do so many stuff for myself. So I think that's that.
So what does success look like for you? Because you say at a younger age you were making money. So does that translate into why you kept pushing that, oh, I'm making money, I can get more?
It's not about always money, because when you chase money and success, you eventually lose yourself.
Yeah.
So I believe in wanting to build a legacy that rather than wanting to have only money. So that's what I believe.
For so many successful people, they always talk about someone that inspired them, a mentor. Do you have any person of inspiration or mentor?
Actually, my parents, because my parents were go-getters. My mom is a lawyer and my dad was a politician. And growing up, I've always seen them like going for what they want. They've always worked hard to provide for us. And I want to do the same for my kids as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you decided, oh, because you see your mommy as an independent woman,
Yeah, she
you
is.
should be in a space like that.
Yeah.
So let's move forward away from your childhood.
Okay.
This is Africa. You know how it is for women, the stereotype and all.
Yeah.
How have you been able to navigate the stereotype as a female business woman? What were the challenges you faced, especially because you are
Another
northern
woman.
woman, and apart from being a northern woman, a Muslim woman, it's
Northern
quite
woman.
difficult because of our culture and our religion. So talk to us about your story.
To be very honest, it hasn't been an easy journey because, you know, as a young northern Nigerian woman, before you do anything, you feel like you have to work twice as hard for people to take you seriously. And there are certain people that find it so hard to believe that a young woman, can achieve certain things. So they always attach your success to men, or maybe they believe that a woman's greatest achievement should only be getting married and having kids. Even though I don't have any issue with you getting married as a woman, but I don't feel it's something that should stop you from dreaming, or that maybe because my dreams are too big, I should maybe bring it down because I'm a woman.
Yes.
So I believe you can be a mother, you can be a wife, and also go get things done.
Yes.
Yeah.
So were there moments during, you've mentioned that it has been challenging, it's not smooth, because some people would think, oh, probably because her mom is a lawyer, her father is this, so she gets funding, so it's easier for her. You understand? Some people will feel that even if they don't ascribe your success to a particular man or something, were there time in these challenges that you question, what are you even doing? I think I'm tired. I should just stop this thing. Like, who sent me?
There'll always be that time, because entrepreneurship is the real ghetto. Because, and also, one of the challenges I've faced is that people, I don't know, they feel like you are not capable. Even from your family, they think you dream too big. So it's very hard for you to get support, even though my parents have really tried. Because my dad was the one that gave me like my first capital. So he really pushed me into being who I am today. But what I believe is that the challenges you face as another Nigerian woman is you're going to struggle with visibility. Number one, people will not take you seriously. And there are certain ways that you come out to promote your business. People will tell you are immodest and stuff like that. So you struggle to make sales. But one thing I believe is you shouldn't give up. You should always keep pushing, because at the end of the day, you're going to make yourself proud.
Talking about immodest, have you ever experienced any backlash? You know how social media can be.
Always.
Social media backlash and
all the time. Because, you know, coming out to the camera is actually something that people find as immodest. You're a woman, you're not supposed to come out to the world and talk. You're a woman, you're not supposed to dress a certain way. You're a woman, you're not supposed to have this type of business. You're a woman, you're not supposed to talk to men. Like, there are so many things that you...
Do you have a story, like a particular incident that actually happened, maybe a social media incident that you were able to...
Honestly, for me is anytime I achieve something, I share my wins with people. Oh, I started this and I am here. So people are always saying that there is someone behind the scene bankrolling me. They believe that everything I have earned or everything I am today is literally my brain and God. So they always assume maybe she's just faking it. She doesn't really have maybe this type of people that she says that maybe, because sometimes I come out and say, oh, we've made so much money from so thing. So people don't believe that. They always feel like, oh, yeah, she's definitely lying. Maybe there's a man there that is just giving her money. So she's here lying to us that it's her business that is giving her all of this money.
But why do you think Northerners especially Why did all, because it's not, this is not the first time we're hearing this, and it's not just you. So many female successful women.
Yeah.
Why do they always ascribe that to a particular man?
Because it's their norm. Do you get? And when you're one of the few that want to break that stereotype,
Yeah.
it's going to be hard. People will say nasty things just to make you feel less worthy of yourself. Do you get it? They want to make you feel miserable because that's not their norm. In Arewa, that's in northern Nigeria, you rarely see women in big offices. But then our own generation now are here to break the stereotype because we are going to get everything we want to get.
So being a northern or female go-getter is actually not the norm.
It's not the norm.
Being enrolled by a particular man is norm. So when you are trying to, stand out, that is when it look like you are doing something out of the ordinary.
Because they always tell you that, what are you looking for? Why do you want to have your own money? Are you not supposed to marry? Because once you marry, the man is going to take care of you.
Yeah.
But how many men are here today that take completely, 100% take care of their women?
Of course, the economy does not even...
Exactly. So you have to, as a woman, also go out and look for your own money. Because at the end of the day, nothing is certain. Your husband today can actually be broke tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you get? What if you have kids? What if that man is no longer he's no longer here? Do you get?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to take care of your kids if you don't have the foundation to know how to manage money or generate your own money?
Of course.
Yeah.
Not everybody. The problem is there are actually some of these people commenting that you're being bankrolled by women. It will surprise you that majority of them are even women.
And don't get me wrong.
Yes.
I believe that, of course, you're going to have men that will support you.
Yes.
And believe in your journey.
Yes.
I have my parents, I have uncles, I have brothers, and you have friends. Do you get? Of
But
course.
Maryam, when we talk about men bankrolling you, that is not what they mean.
Yeah, they maybe
don't mean
boyfriends
friends,
or
yes,
sugar daddies or whatever
of
they call
course.
them. But still, I believe that you can actually have support from men. But it's painful to take your credit and attach it to another man when you know you've done a lot for yourself as well.
If your business doesn't exist, what would you be doing? Because you mentioned that your dad is a what?
He was a politician.
He was a politician, and your mom is a lawyer.
Yeah.
So, and you are an entrepreneur. So, if you want to maybe be in the professional seats like your parents, where would you be?
An architect. Okay. I love drawing and I have the talent for it. So I've always wanted to be an architect and I wanted to study architecture, but I didn't pass the cutoff mark for architecture. So I settled for geography and I'm pretty good at that. So maybe I can be something else apart from.
Okay, that seems very close to drawing henna.
Yeah.
So if you are not an architect, you're a beauty
because
architect.
That's who I am, because I think when you are born, I don't know, from a very young age, since when I was like 5, I knew who I wanted to be. Oh. Crazy, right? But I've always known who I wanted to be in the future. And I think I was really born to be who I am today, because everything I do, it's not difficult for me. It's like, oh, I was born to do this. Because you were already thinking about the future, even when you don't know, you have to make money, you have to earn. There's something about making money from what you enjoy doing. You don't see the difficulty. Exactly. You don't get to live it when you face challenges. Exactly. So let's move on. Every successful business, come with a business idea. Okay. How did Phenomenal by Maryam? Now let's go to Phenomenal by Maryam. What's about the idea of Phenomenal by Maryam? Okay. Phenomenal by Maryam is built on girlhood. Because as I've told you before, I love beauty. And me loving beauty is me wanting to see other women be beautiful through my fashion, hair care, makeup, everything. So Phenomenal by Maryam, when we talk about Phenomenal by Maryam, it's just about femininity. Who are you as a woman? What empowers you? What do you want to become? Okay, thank you so much, Mary. Let's go for a quick break. When we return, we'll be talking more about Phenomenal by Maryam. You'll be telling us what problem you're trying to solve by bringing up this idea. This is actually an interesting aspect that I've been waiting for to converse with you. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be going for a quick break now. When we return, Spotlight On is still on.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is still Spotlight on S24 television, and we've been talking to Maryam Barwa, the CEO of Phenomenal by Maryam. A lot of ladies will be interested in this segment because we'll be talking about what Phenomenal by Maryam really entails and which caliber of women does it actually belong to. So tell us more about this brand of yours.
Okay, people know Phenomenal by Maryam now mostly through our hair care because we've helped over 20,000 women achieve longer hair. Because, you know, as Black African women, we're always being told that the texture of our hair doesn't grow. It's very hard for you to grow. And people were actually convinced to just put on relaxers because it's easier for you to manage. And I've always said that Phenomenal by Maryam is a brand that is going to prove every wrong stereotype around women and African women.
Yeah.
So we created the hair care because we believe that everybody can actually achieve a desired length of hair. And we've been able to do that. You can check the results. Like,
you know, it's hard to believe that there are actually people making something that's, increase the length of African women. And people rarely believe that.
They don't.
But let's move from, we have different aspects of beauty, the makeup, the skincare, and all of that. Why hair? Why did you choose hair?
Because I love my hair. And I think hair gives you confidence. If you're not confident about your own hair, then I think there's a huge problem with that because your hair is part of who you are and you have to nurture it, you have to take care of it. And because I love taking care of my own hair, I want to give other women the chance to actually have their hands on something rare because I believe my products are rare. So if you have your hands on our product, you're going to know that yes, Phenomenal has actually done something for the African women because whatever you want, if you want to grow your hair, we have a certain product for that. If you want to take care of your hair, we have a certain product for that. So that's it.
My question is, what category of women are you actually building this for? Because for something that, if it's actually working, don't you, will you agree with me that it's actually expensive? What caliber are you giving it out to every grade of African women, or you have some particular type
No,
of customer?
no. Phenomenal is for the African women. For
Every
black
African
hair.
woman
Every
can
African
afford Phenomenal by
can
Maryam.
afford because I believe our prices are modest.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not expensive or let's say cheap. It's modest. You can be able to afford it, inshallah. And I think we've done so well. Alhamdulillah.
So how did you develop your first product? How did you come about your first product?
It started with me just mixing random herbs because
Okay.
it's a herbal hair care brand. So it's mostly focused on herbs that are here in the northern Nigeria. So it took me experiments because I experimented with my own hair. I wanted to grow long hair because I think I had an issue with my hair with relaxers and whatnot. So I was so desperate for my hair to grow.
Okay.
So I started researches and doing so many things. Like I just literally became a magician because I was just mixing so many stuff. And eventually it worked for me. And I think I started the business as a joke. I just came online. I'm like, oh, I made this so oil and it grew my hair. If anybody is interested, should just pick me up. And then we got completely sold out. That was how we started.
It's interesting to know that so many people are actually looking for something, to increase the length of their hair
Yeah,
and
that's
what
true.
so. I don't think there's any business that you bring up that you will not find your consumers, because if
Exactly.
it can solve problem, definitely you find your consumers.
Exactly.
But it will be it's also difficult, quite difficult to convince people that this is actually working. How were you able to navigate that?
I think when you're growing a business, trust is everything. When you say your brand offers something, then it should be able to offer that. When you say your brand helps with hair growth, then it should be able to offer hair growth. Because I know that there are certain brands that they will tell you that if you use this product, it's going to give you long silky hair, and it's a lie.
I never does
Yeah.
that.
So I think for us, Phenomenal, how we were able to grow is because people trust us. And I always tell people that results don't lie because people are always sharing their testimonies, sharing their reviews that, oh, this was my hair before and this is my hair now after using Phenomenal. So you see, trust is everything. And you have to build that trust by sharing results.
Was there a time when you faced financial
course, even now, the economy in the country.
So what was your biggest financial challenges? Let's leave, you cannot tell, people will not believe you're facing financial challenges now.
Every business owner faces financial
Okay, let's talk about your
challenge.
biggest financial challenges, what you faced in your business.
I think it was due to low sales.
Okay.
There is always a time in your life or in your career where you struggle with sales, low sales.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be something that makes you to stop, because sometimes you work so hard, like you put in the work into creating content, you do so many things, and it's still not going to give you any positive feedback.
Yeah.
So, but you have to keep pushing. You can't just stop, because eventually I believe that when you stop, that's your failing point. So you have to just keep on going, because when you started, it wasn't easy and you were able to achieve so much. So why stop now? Even if you're going to
So
have one or two.
during that time, how do you manage to fund your business? How do you manage to keep going?
I just kept showing up every single day.
Mm.
I don't give up.
When was the first time you realized, oh, this business is actually going to be good?
I think it was 2024, 2025, because there's this yearly Ramadan sales that we usually do.
Okay.
And I think that's one of the greatest things we do for our business that shows me we're actually doing well, because I wish you can see the numbers.
Yeah.
I will see people from so many countries, Ghana, Togo, UK,
Wow.
US, ordering from us during those sales. Even though, yes, on normal days, you get orders from other people like outside of the country.
Yeah.
But seeing so many countries that I've never
From
heard of,
international countries, yes.
ordering from us means that, oh, I'm actually doing something
And
good.
that's actually interesting, because it's not just your advertisement that got you. It could be referrals, it could be testimonies from so many
Exactly.
customers. So if it's actually not working, it can't get to that level.
That's true.
Do you experience failure before finding success? Before
Everybody,
getting to this moment?
everybody does.
Yes, the reason why I'm asking, because some people will never think, they will never assume, because you always come out glowing, you represent,
Yeah.
you're showing up. So many people will never believe there were actually difficult times in your business.
I don't even know what to say. But there have been days where you feel like, oh, what am I even doing? Is this even going to work? Am I just doing this for fun, or should I just give up? Do you get?
Yeah.
Because every business, sometimes it might not be financial difficulty. Sometimes it can be mental difficulty.
Yeah.
And there are days where I'll just maybe take a month off without showing up, because I
Wow.
just feel tired. Sometimes maybe you're not getting the support you need, because as humans, you always need support. So, but I believe in prayer. Sometimes when you feel down as maybe a Muslim woman, you tend to cry to your Lord, of course, and things will get better with time.
So what separates your brand, Phenomena by Maryam, from other beauty brand? How did you stand out?
Phenomenal. We are phenomenal. That's just it.
Okay. So many people believe entrepreneurship can be especially challenging for young women in northern Nigeria. You know, we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
That has been your experience.
Yeah.
Have you ever been underestimated because of your age, because of your religion, or because of your culture?
Yeah, I have, because I think when it comes to my age, people don't usually believe that I'm 25. They assume I'm older.
Yeah.
Because of how I think. And I've always think I'm mature than my age, because I'm always around people who are doing better than I am, or people that are way older, because I'm someone that likes to learn. So I don't want to stay within maybe low-minded people. I like to interact with people that are doing way bigger. So when I interact with people my age, they'll be like, oh, are you sure you're 25?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think,
Interesting.
yeah.
Were there any sacrifices you make in order for you to be where you are today?
I've made quite a few, but it's not something I want to mention here.
But how were you able to, do that, to walk through?
I'm
This is for
stubborn.
so many northern women that are looking up to you. You never
Yeah.
can tell. So many women are looking up to you. Even if you know women and pride, they might never come and say, oh, we admire you or something. They
Yeah.
might be part of those people that come to your comment section and say, I wonder what is she even doing? but they wish to be like you.
That's true.
So how are you able to maneuver challenges?
Honestly, I think it's for you to just grow a thick skin, because when you come out on social media, there are so many people who come at you, especially men. Do you get? Sometimes you even get the harshest of comments from women like you, and you'll be like, oh, why is a woman attacking me? Are you not supposed to be proud of me? Do you
Yes.
get? But I feel when you're growing, at some point it gets to you, because someone will say, oh, she's a prostitute. Do you get it? Of course it's going to
Wow.
get to you, because you know you're not a prostitute. You're
Yes.
just simply here existing and looking for your own money. So you have to grow a very thick skin so that anybody that says anything about you doesn't get you, because I believe that anybody that wants to be successful, or anybody that wants to be known or build a legacy, there were times where they were like insulted. There were so many harsh words thrown at them. So you just have to believe that for you to be that person too, you have to go through that, and you have to not let it get to you.
Let's move away from the society now. How was your family? How did they react when you decide to move away from, for someone who have professional parents, move away from being a professional to an entrepreneur? What was their reaction?
My parents have always supported me. As I told you, my parents are go-getters, and they've never limited me for once. But of course, here and there, they always say, oh, you're supposed to marry, because maybe your age mates are married with kids, and they feel like, oh, maybe even if, because
Or maybe they're just scared you're exposed.
Yeah, and they said that sometimes men don't like highly intellectual women.
Wow.
And they will tell you that, oh, you should not aim too high, because men will be intimidated by your success. Do you get all of those tiny?
That is what we get in Africa. For other places, other continents, I think they might say that, oh, this person is intelligent. She's even, it's like a criteria for a good woman to be married. But in Africa here, men get intimidated.
Of course.
And especially, and let this not come from me, but I think northern men get intimidated because this person is intelligent.
Yeah, of course.
Why is that? Does it affect the marriage? Does it affect?
I think let me give you an instance with me. There was a time I was seeing someone, and it led to marriage talk. And he was like, oh, I don't think I can ever marry you, Maryam, because you're just too stubborn, and I don't think you're going to be a submissive wife because you think highly of yourself. Do you get? And he think that's, oh, because I have my business, I run my business, that he doesn't have anything over me that he can control me with, because men use money to control women. Yeah. So what if you have your own, you have leverage, they can't use anything against you, because they know that you're going to go into the marriage because you genuinely want to be married, not because of him providing for you. Yeah. Even though the sole purpose of men is to provide, right? But still, they feel like, oh, maybe she has her own money, I can't control her. But you're not supposed to want to control anybody, Abby.
Of course.
Yeah.
What does submissive have to do with someone that is intellectual?
So men tend to, I've had so many cases, and I think it's one of the reasons why my parents think that, oh, you need to like slow down, because it's chasing all the men away. But I believe that a real man would go for a real woman, and someone that is doing well for herself.
It doesn't
and you
matter
can, you should support her, because as a man, you're supposed to support, you're supposed to protect, and you're supposed to provide. So if you feel intimidated by my little success, because mostly you would want to marry someone who is doing way better than you are, right? So that's just how many
it's actually very funny, because I did not see what is intimidating about that, because a woman has high intellectual values, a woman has a money. It doesn't stop her from being submissive. I think they're just being intimidated for nothing.
Yeah.
So do you think, because of this now, what you've just said, do you think, especially in Nigeria, do you think enough opportunity exists for northern women to thrive in business?
Of course, there are a lot of opportunities for you to venture in. There are so many type of businesses. You see fashion. Fashion, I think, is one of the most growing industry here in Nigeria. So you can venture in that. Hair care as well, makeup, cooking. Like there are so many things you can venture in. And I don't think just because you're a woman, you should feel like, oh, maybe there is no enough business. For even real estate, you can be an engineer, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It doesn't limit you just because you're a woman. You can go for, if you want to be president, you can be one.
Of course. You know, when some men hear that you want to be president, it just feels like you're just saying trash.
Yeah.
You're not enough to mention that you want to be president. May God
If I
help.
want to be president, I'm going to be president because I believe in myself.
Of course, because what difference does it make that a man said, okay, I want to be president, to a woman saying, I want to be president? So let's go for another break. We'll be back shortly. We've talked about what brought about Phenomenal by Maryam. And when we come back, we'll be talking about business itself. It's not just about the beauty, it's about the sacrifices and the readiness to be able to thrive in whatever challenges you're facing in business. Let's go for a quick break. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this has been Spotlight On, and I've been here with Maryam Barwa. We've been talking about what inspired Phenomenal by Maryam. A lot of you would have learned that no matter how hard your hair is as an African woman, there's actually a solution. That's if you can afford it. Moving away from what inspired her brand, we'll be talking about the business trust. Beauty is a competitive industry.
Yeah.
Why should customer trust your product?
Okay, I think I've answered this before, but I'm going to repeat it because I've always said that a brand should be as transparent as possible, and through that, you're going to earn people's trust.
Yeah.
Right? So when you come out to tell people, as I've said earlier, that, oh, my product makes your hair grow.
Yeah.
Then when people use your product, then you should be able to make their hair grow.
Yeah. Talk to us about quality control. How important is quality control, maintaining that same quality and making sure that no one is adulterating your product?
I think for me it's because I make everything by myself. You get? From the production to packaging and everything, I do it. And in cases where I don't have to do it, I have to be there to supervise and make sure that everything is up to a standard. So there's nothing about maybe, well, how should I put it, compromising your quality because, or maybe let's say, for example, the economy is no longer smiling at people.
Yeah.
So certain products or certain raw materials that we'd want to get for your product or for your production, it's going to, you just have to do it. You can actually maybe increase the price of your product to maintain the same quality, but I don't believe in keeping the same price but then reducing the quality of a product.
Okay, you know, there are sometimes when no matter how you try to satisfy customers, there are people that will always complain. It might be even from competitors.
Yeah, sure.
Have you ever experienced customer criticizing your product?
Of course I do. I'm always open to suggestions and professional criticism, right? And I always tell people that when you shop from us, please, I would want to know your feedback. And we've gotten so many feedbacks, but out of the feedbacks we've gotten, I think we've gotten 98% positive reviews. But those 2% percentage, I've taken it so important to actually know what the cause is because you can't satisfy everybody, number one. But then you actually, the opinions are also valid. So you have to look into what is it, what don't you like, how can we improve, and how can we make this better for you.
So you've dominated social media a lot.
Yeah.
Talk to us about how social media have helped your business. Because we've been talking about how social media is difficult, how there can be backlash and all of that. But how has it also helped your business?
I think social media is one of the greatest marketing tools because that way you tend to reach a broader audience worldwide. It doesn't have to be Nigeria. And that was how I was able to generate my own audience through social media. Because without social media, I wouldn't know any customer from the UK or from anywhere apart from like, even in Nigeria, you have to go out and be saying, oh, hey, excuse me, I'm selling hair products.
Yeah.
You get so.
Let's talk about your success. Let's talk about the pressures that come with success and the expectation from people, trying to meet up, trying to, represent anytime to show that, okay, you're actually earning from this business. Do you actually believe that success comes with pressure?
I can't really say where we want to be, but Alhamdulillah, we've come a long way because I believe growth takes time. But success for me is just being able to give back. And it's not always about money because people always attach money to success. It's not money for me. It's just about building a customer base where they genuinely love and support my journey.
Yeah. But do you sometimes feel pressure to constantly want to prove yourself?
Not really. I just want people to know this brand is here to change your life, so please come and buy from us.
But how do you advertise for a Muslim lady? The hair is always covered.
Yeah.
How do you advertise? Because you are like the first customer to those products.
Yeah.
So how do you get people to believe, oh, this is actually working?
Okay, so I've had cases where at first I started marketing using my own hair. And as Muslim women, sometimes you can be a hijabi today and you cannot be, maybe you would want to, your fit is always fluctuating and all of that. So I started with opening my hair, and then eventually people started sharing their own hair with me.
Okay.
So, and anytime somebody shares their hair with me, oh, Maryam, this was my hair before and this is my hair now, I always ask them, is it okay for me to share? Because I want to show people. If you say it's not okay with you, I'm not going to post. But then minority of my customers wanted to have their hair shared online. So I think that's one of the things that people saw or are still saying that keeps them coming back, because the results don't lie. When you see this product actually works on someone, you're also going to be like, oh,
inspired.
Let me try this product. Maybe it's going to work for me. I need to.
So we've talked about where Phenomena by Maryam is coming from. You wanting to look beautiful, so it translated to you wanting to make people beautiful.
Yeah.
But where is Phenomenal by Maryam at this time?
All I want to say is you're only just getting started.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you guys are going beyond the sky.
Exactly.
That's awesome. But now many young people look up to you. Do you see yourself as a role model?
I am actually to my younger siblings and to other younger women online. I've met so many amazing women where they told me that, oh, Maryam, you inspire me so much.
Yeah.
Almost every single day I get messages from people that, oh, Maryam, you inspire me. I want to be like you. I always tell them you can be better, because I also want to be better. I am not where I want to be.
Does that come with any feeling of responsibility?
Of course, you can't feel them. You can't feel the younger generation, because I'm also young, but there are like teens looking up to me who believe that, oh, if Maryam can do it, I can also do it. So why feel?
What's your fear, like your concern about young women entering business today?
Honestly, I don't think I have any fear, because I
You
believe...
think every woman can thrive?
Yeah, we can if you set your mind to it. I believe what people struggle with is the courage to start. But once you have the courage to start, you can achieve anything. It's just for you to find the courage and who are you within? What do you want to achieve? Is it either you want to be popular online, or
because this person is doing this,
exactly, or do you have something that's within yourself that you feel like, oh, you can give it back to the world?
Yeah.
So it's not just about making a name, but it's about making a real impact.
But don't you think women also need to learn financial literacy for them to be able to thrive? It's not just about making the products, but about financial literacy.
I think the world is really evolving, and women are really learning about financial literacy, as you've said. Even women that have not been to schools.
Okay.
I think the world
nice.
is really, really changing, and we've been getting a lot of improvement.
Let's talk about mentorship. Do you think mentorship actually help in business thriving?
Of course it does. I have mentors. I have women I look up to. I have them. Sometimes when you feel stuck, you tend to reach out to them. And I always tell people too that anytime you need advice, reach out to me. I can advise you. I also have people that I take advice from. Sometimes you feel stuck. You don't know if what you do. But there are like women that are doing far better than you. So you reach out to them and be like, oh, please, I need your help. How am I going to overcome this? I'm facing so. And they'll put you through.
Talking about being a mentor now, what kind of legacy do you think you want to leave for younger girls?
I want, when young women think about phenomenal, they think about honesty, quality, and femininity. And I want them to know that it's possible to break the stereotype. It's possible to achieve whatever it is that you set your mind to. And that I want them to believe that you can build something meaningful, because people will always talk, whether you're doing well or not.
So you need to go to the
exactly. You have to close your ears, go for what you want. And I think because people talk, so you don't just put that energy into defending yourself, because you don't defend yourself to people. They always have something to say about you. So you use that energy to put it into your work and grow your business. Because I always say that let your results speak for you. And because results don't lie. So whatever you do, people are watching. So if you're doing bad, it's going to be there. If you're doing good, the results are going to be there.
So you need to actually make it out of that business for you to reply to people. That is like your reply to your commentators or people.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Maryam. Let's move to the part where we ask hard questions. Okay. So do you think entrepreneurship sometimes is romanticized on social media? The way social media makes it look like it's quite easy. If you just start now, you start making money.
I think entrepreneurship teaches you patience more than anything.
Wow.
And it's not always as glamorous as people think, because for me, it has really humbled me. There are days where I cried my eyes out, because there was always going to be bad days and good days. But you have to be resilient to keep pushing. Yeah, even if things don't work out for you, you just have to keep pushing.
So do you think passion alone can build your business?
I don't think so. You can, yeah, I don't think so. Because I've always had passion for so many things, but you have to have hard work as well. And I don't believe in luck, but I believe in prayers. Because once you pray about something and you have the yaqeen that it's going to work, it's truly going to work.
That is you actually being a very realistic person.
Yeah.
If you work hard, you're going to get it.
Yeah.
If you sleep over it, you're going to lose
Exactly.
it. Okay. So what is the biggest misconception do you think people have about entrepreneurs?
I think the biggest misconception is that just because you're an entrepreneur, automatically you're a rich person. Being an entrepreneur doesn't mean you are rich. It just means that you're striving to be rich. Because even Dangote started from somewhere. You can't just wake up and be like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur today and I'm rich. It takes time for you to grow that wealth. And it's not easy. It's not an easy road.
Yes, you see people, because they start selling futures, they're already calling themselves CEO, what, CEO, plastic bottles, CEO.
It's good to actually call yourself a CEO, because I think sometimes speaking highly of yourself makes you push forward.
There was a time when the trend of this CEO, there was this trend of CEO chairs. You just see a little shop with few items, but the person selling has a large CEO chair in a shop. So that is people trying to, you know, romanticize entrepreneurship.
I was like that before. I think I had my little shop then, and I was calling myself a CEO. And today here I am being a CEO.
Yes, of course. You are the CEO. You've called yourself. I think you're what you think of yourself.
Yeah.
Do you think women still work harder than men in this time and age?
Of course.
Before they assess them as being credibility.
Of course. I've said before that for you to achieve something here in northern Nigeria, you have to work twice as hard for people to take you seriously. So imagine you can have two people pitching a business to you. Let's say maybe you go to an office looking for a job. Rest assured, they are going to take the man seriously, because they don't believe that women
can actually do that.
That's true.
Do you think business and family can coexist? You can manage both together?
Of course. Why not? We have mothers and wives who are breaking the stereotype, who are doing very well in the world. So why should you feel like just because you're a woman you cannot do something?
What
I
has
think it should
been-
actually make you, because I believe women are strong and we're resilient and we're go-getters.
and I think they are much more patient.
Yeah, we
So
are.
that's why maybe they thrive more when it comes to entrepreneurship.
Exactly.
Okay, what has been your biggest personal failure? It could be away from the business now.
I really can't think of any. Have I failed? I sometimes ask myself this,
Yeah.
but have I really failed? I don't think so.
Mariam, if everything disappear today, all of this business disappear tomorrow or today, could you build it all again?
Of course I will. I've already hacked the system.
So tell me that one decision that changed your life.
I think it's societal expectations. My ears are off. I don't hear anything. So because when anyone tells me that, oh, Maryam, you should go and get married, my ears are off. Of course, I would want to marry. Everybody wants to get married.
But you don't have to be the one to tell
Exactly. I'm going to get married when you feel you're ready to get married. So you don't tell someone to just go and marry. And that's just it.
Let's talk about the future. Let's talk about Phenomena with Mariam in the future. Where do you see this brand in the future?
I think, I don't even think, I'm sure that Phenomenal is going to be one of the biggest beauty brands in Africa and beyond Africa.
Yes, I would like to even ask that, do you see yourself international? But it seems we are already international.
Yeah.
Is there a new product you are about giving us that excites you?
That should be a surprise.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Would you like to, someday mentor some entrepreneurs? So
Of course, in the future, I would love to do that.
tell us some like a legacy your brand would leave, even if you are all grown, passed away, even if you are alive, generations to come. What do you want this brand to hold?
I want when people remember hear Phenomenal, they remember trust, honesty, believing in yourself, and building something meaningful. I want Phenomenal to create opportunities for other women because right now I have a lot of women who work for Phenomenal. So I want to create opportunities for older women, and I want people to know that yes, you can be able to achieve anything because I have done it, so can you.
If you can think it, you can get it.
Exactly.
So you're 25 now.
Yes.
Let's multiply it. Let's go to 50.
Okay.
What does success look like at 50?
I should be at home enjoying my money by then. Yeah.
Relaxing.
Yeah.
Should you be retiring at that moment?
I don't think I will retire at 50 because I love to work. But if the money is set, why not? I'll just be using the money to.
Thank you so much, Mariam. It's been an interesting conversation, talking about business, talking about creating a brand from nothing, and facing stereotype, social media backlash when it comes to religion and culture, but still coming out strong. Now we're moving on to the last segment of this spotlight on the rapid fire, where you're given the opportunity to mention one word. This is where you relax, play the game, and we'll round up.
Okay.
So, what do you think? Business or comfort?
Business.
Okay. Growth or stability?
Stability.
Profit or purpose?
Purpose.
Tradition or innovation?
Innovation.
Why does it look like you're just picking the last words?
No.
Okay, risk or security?
Risk.
So many people will say risk, but not everybody can actually risk. Money or impact?
Impact.
Leadership or influence?
Leadership.
Okay. Failure or regret?
Failure.
Books or podcast?
Podcast.
Okay. Money or night?
Night.
one word that defines Maryam Barwa.
Phenomenal.
That's interesting. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Spotlight on S24 television, and I've had interesting conversation with Maryam Barwa. If you are an African woman and you think there's nothing that can be done about your beauty, especially when it comes to your hair, this is the time for you to change your mindset. We got products for you that's increase the length of the hair and even soften it to look like an international lady, because that is what people always strive to get this kind of hair that we see on Indian.
No, this phenomenal is trying to make you love your own hair.
Okay.
Not trying to look like someone else.
You've heard from Maryam Barwa,
Yeah.
and that is what we give you from Phenomenal by Maryam. Goodbye for now. My name is Zainab Ibrahim, and I remain your host.